Every single one of those players in those booths there will have their eyes on that to lift it at the end of the day. It's probably my favorite trophy that we've done for one of these events as well. It glistens, it shines, and even that crown comes off as well. We saw Zeke doing that at the beginning of the weekend. It's a beautiful trophy, and forget about prize money. To have that on your mantelpiece, what an award.
And guys, of course, this is all great, but we also can't forget there's 15 spots for the Global Championship. So not only battling for a trophy, we're battling to secure an early seat on that battle bus. Oh my gosh, so many different regions here represented from all different walks of life, from all around the world. We've got a breakdown here lined up. Let's take a look. Obviously, EU coming in hot right now. But it's okay, right, Viv? We got this. Viv, please, we've got this.
I mean, no surprise, right? We know that Europe had a lot more opportunities just in terms of their pure size, but I really do like this breakdown because, you know, Europe and NA Central kind of getting their fair share of the finals lobby here. But remember, everybody was kind of questioning all of the smaller regions because they did have to go through that gauntlet of the upper and lower bracket. Would they be able to perform? And as you can see by the representations there, 3 teams across the board there, with NA West picking up 2 teams as well. We've got a fair share of international competitions here this weekend.
Yeah, we've seen some really great performances from some of these smaller regions as well. You know, some of these performances, especially with the win format as well, that was amazing to watch. And of course, in terms of historically, we've seen some great performances across the course of FNCS as well. These are the best placements from some of our smaller region teams. Piacentini and Quitos in Brazil, 5th place. I think that was the 2022 Global Championships, or the invitation, I should say. Really great performance from those guys. It just shows that these smaller regions, they can come out to play here.
Yeah, I mean, historically speaking, Brazil has just been popping off, right? That's the kind of the smaller region that has shown up when it matters. But it kind of worries me because since 2022, the smaller regions have only gotten into the top 15. What was that, like 5 times?
Yeah.
So they've had years to kind of do it. And this weekend, it matters so much more. So I feel like the pressure is going to be on.
It is, man. Look, I want to get right into it. I want to start talking about these duels. We have to set the stage here. We got to start with Shark and Teeny, right? Over this last weekend, we've seen them kind of find themselves in a situation where we might be uncontested.
Lights were bright over at Wonky Land. Not only did Shark and Teeny have to go ahead and hope and pray that Clicks and Higgs were not going to make it to finals here today, they also had to hope and pray that Phaser and King were also not going to make it here today. Somehow, some way, both of those duos were not going to be seen here on Sunday. But Shark and Teeny, as soon as they kind of saw that happen, saw that pan out, I can imagine they were partying. They were so happy.
Yeah, going to be really happy with an uncon Wonky Land. The storyline in EU so far has just sort of been that they've been conned all the time. Hutty and Fishy X are sort of causing them all sorts of problems. They did, of course, qualify through here to this this summit, of course, that they didn't. But I had word from Fax earlier on. I don't think he's even happy I'm saying this. They could be surprise contested. So again, I was really excited about this. I was like, yeah, Shark and Teeny finally uncontested Wonky Land. Let's see what they can finally do on the global stage. Huge opportunity for Shark to show what he can do in this situation as well. Could it now all start crumbling? The good news, though, is that they have performed when they are contested as well. So lots of question marks now over this duo.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to go ahead and mention that. I mean, you know, in the upper bracket, they did fairly well up against Clicks and Higgs when they were contested over there, so I wouldn't be too worried. I really, really do hope that they are going to be uncontested because when they did go ahead and beat Clicks and Higgs off spawn, it was a 5th, a 6th, and an 11th placements in terms of how well they did in terms of games in the upper bracket, right? So whenever they do make it off spawn, they make it to the end game, they do very well.
Okay, we'll have to see. I don't like hearing that, man. I don't like hearing it. Be surprised contested. But let's keep the conversation going. We got to talk about Sky and Scroll. I mean, these guys are so incredibly consistent in EU, and now here we are in an international competition.
Absolutely. I mean, Sky and Scroll, I feel like there is a lot of eyes on this duo. Obviously, they won EU Major 1 finals so dominantly that it feels like the snowball effect coming into the summit, it must be carrying over with them. But I've been hearing many, right? Like Venno, we've talked to him about it. He's like, dude, I just don't like the fact that this duo, they seem to be just doing the same exact game plan and getting away with it.
Yeah, we sort of spoke to Venno about that on day number 1. They sort of basing up on the side of that hill just outside of their drop spot. One of them stays inside the POI and tries to sort of get some of that loot inside side of Battlewood. And I think what they've been doing now since the course of this weekend, they've actually been trying a few different strategies to try and combat that potential lurk play from Venno that we've sort of seen him do and try and do over this weekend as well. They've actually both left the POI, tried to find tags together, not just worry too much about that sort of refarm, getting that loot inside the POI. So from what we've been looking at, looking back at some of their games from, of course, that upper bracket, they do have the potential to sort of counter that strat that Venno might try and do this week.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, Zeke, are kind of looking towards Sky and Scroll and feeling like Herb and Venno are the duo that can kind of stop them from kind of climbing to the top. So we'll have to kind of keep a very, very close eye on how Sky and Scroll have prepared for that aggressive playstyle for Venno.
Man, from one go to another, Venno obviously here competing alongside Curb. These guys are titans, right? You know, I feel like for Venno, we kind of continue to underrate him. Oh, Venno, like, you know, he's not that good, whatever. Goes over to EU, wins, comes over to NA, wins. I mean, what is it going to take to be considered a GOAT?
Honestly, a LAN win. Realistically, that's the one thing that he hasn't done seemingly in his entire repertoire of Fortnite achievements. A very, very experienced player. The perfect partner for someone like someone that needs that level of sort of level-headed and that level of leadership, I suppose you could say, in the duo. And Venno is the perfect candidate for that. We've seen their performances this weekend, and I'm really intrigued about Venno because he always seems to have something under wraps. You never quite know what he's going to do when it comes to the grand finals day, and we saw it in their upper bracket games. We saw them trying to lurk around. They lurked around the sort of teams down towards the south side, and we can have a look at some of these clips right now. They're sort of going down towards that south side. We were speaking about it to him on the telestrator. This is something that they can do. They have the ability to do. Doesn't always work out for them, Vivid, but it seems like a strat that they were cooking. Maybe they'll do something different today.
Yeah, obviously, Venno learned early on in his first kind of attempt to lurk and pressure some of these duos here at the LAN that it might be a little bit harder than it was over on the NAC region, but they continue to do this, right? This is what they are comfortable with. This is what they feel the most confident in doing. Also, it's really, really cool because these strategies where they like to lurk on a lot of teams, it's actually revolves around staying in the swarm a lot of the times. And the reason they can do that so easily is because they know exactly where all of the vending machines are around the map, so they obviously can go over to these, pick up all of those heals. And then cool little things like this. I mean, jumping into the mist, using the overdrive, plus the vent that's on top of the building to go ahead and make sure that you can find your way towards the fight that you want to be taking. The little strats, man, they're so cool.
Yeah, they're sort of conditioning that south side of the map. They're even going towards the west side as well. We saw it going over towards Thomas HD and Focus. These sneak plays, so valuable. They're really, really great for them right now, and they're able to try and find so much success in doing that. The big question mark now, though, is whether they're going to do it up towards Sky and Scroll in the north.
Exactly, right? All these examples that me and Minnie kind of found for you guys, Sky and Scroll were not featured at all.
Yeah.
But we got an opportunity to go ahead and talk to Sky about that. And he was like, listen, man, we felt good about how we played in the upper bracket, but it was kind of weird, right? Because it's like, Herb and Venno didn't do what they said they were going to do, right? They said they were going to push us, and they didn't do it. Very Venno-esque. He's not going to show you everything that he wants to do, of course, in the upper bracket. He's going to save it for the finals. So I'm kind of guessing, Zeke, that we're going to be seeing Herb and Venno push towards the way of Sky and Scroll, like what? Once, maybe twice over the course of the 8 games. Obviously, they're not going to do it every single time.
Yeah, it's a sort of Venno thing, maybe to not do it in game 1 to try and throw them off, because I'm sure Sky and Scroll are thinking, right, we're going to have to pull out that strat. Maybe we both leave the POI and try and rotate up. So I feel like it's such a Venno thing. They might not do it game 1, but game 2, keep your eyes out.
Oh, okay, I like it. Well, maybe Frankie can ask Venno this question, because they're standing by right now.
Thank you so much, guys. I have to ask Venno a different question, if that's okay. I hope you don't mind, everyone on the desk. But Venno, we're hearing you might be contested. Can you fill me in, please?
Yeah, I might be contested by the team that landed there in lower brackets, King VR. I don't really know what's going to happen, but I'll try and do my best.
Is that something that makes you nervous, knowing that the game plan has to change on the day of the finals?
The day, more like 15 minutes before.
15 minutes before, but you are so experienced, okay? You have wins in multiple regions, second, obviously, at the Invitational in 2022. You're one step away from being the GOAT if you win this, but you have that experience. So now, what do you do with that 15 minutes?
Try and mentally get into it. It's more a mental thing than actually being able to do any prep. Mentally prepare, visualize it, and when the odds are against me, I rise above.
And we know you do. How would you prepare Kerr for a situation like this? Because it seems to me like he's taking to land like a duck to water. He's cool and he's calm right now.
He's definitely taken to it well. I'm not sure how hearing this late news will affect him, but the odds are in our favor.
And all he needs to do is listen to you.
That's all he got it.
All he's got to do. Venno, what would it mean to you to win today and just sort of...
I mean, everything. I'd be completing my career. Nothing left to fight for.
You'd have everything to fight for, and you're going to fight for it today as well. Thank you so much, Venno. Good luck today. Let's head back to the desk.
You know, that's a very familiar Venno. That's a very locked in, I know what I'm here to do today. That's a, you know what, invitational last game? Why don't we take a risk here, Venno? I like to see that. Obviously, the duo are ready. Curve, player on the rise. I like seeing Venno locked in. I kind of wonder where Curve's at.
I gotta tell you, it's so funny because when we talk about an event like this, we talk about the month-long preparation that kind of leads into an event like this. But realistically, whenever we talk to these players, sometimes it sounds like it just boils down to the literal last 15 minutes to go ahead and finally prepare you, right? Because that's when all the pressure starts to hit.
And also, that's when some of the big changes start coming in. We spoke about it with Shark and Tini earlier on. They probably woke up this morning, uncontested, Wonkyland thinking, looking good. Then a team comes in, maybe potentially contesting them. It's like, you have to think on your feet in this game, both in-game and outside of the game. So these sort of last 15 minutes for these teams, especially those with experience, are going to be super, super vital.
I believe in Venno right now, and I believe in Curve. We saw them perform well, and I'm sure if everything goes according to plan, Mama Papa Curve, well over there, they're going to have a great time. They just yell. That's great. Let's talk about another duo, obviously. Can't not talk about Peterbot and Pollo appearing here in the finals. We have 8 games ahead of us. So what do we think, boys? Why are these guys so feared? And do we think they can maybe kind of instill that fear into the lobby today?
Well, they're going to be feared for sure because somehow, some way, Mini, they've ended up uncontested. I mean, all of the drama kind of coming into the weekend. Clicks and Higgs are going to be landing on them. Mr. Savage and Velo, they look good to kind of making it towards the finals. But no, Peterbot and Pollo is seemingly as if they are going to be uncontested over towards Squibbly. Listen, we know Peterbot and Pollo, why they are so feared. It's because of those placements, man.
Yeah, their run was absolutely unreal, wasn't it? Together when they were playing in duos, they had a solid run separately in trios then as well. But as of late, it just hasn't been that level of performance. Last Global Championships, not a great performance from them. This major, 7th place, I think it was, not an amazing performance for them when you consider what they've done. This is Peterbot and Pollo we're talking about. So I think there's a lot of question marks, weirdly enough, about this duo going into today, because it's like, what version of Peterbot and Pollo are we going to get? Are we going to get the feared, the scared, the conditioning Peterbot and Pollo, the teams that run away? Or are we going to get the Peterbot and Pollo where you're kind of unsure what they're going to do when they go into a fight? I suppose the good news for them this weekend and now today is that they do have a lot of contestation around them, so they will be able to make those aggressive plays. They'll be able to third party, and I think that's really going to play into their favor.
Let's go ahead and talk about those performances from Peterbot and Pollo that kind of really haven't been Peterbot and Pollo as 7th in Major 1 finals. Even though they got 7, right, we kind of expect them to win. They didn't win, so we're kind of like disappointed. 7th is still very, very good, but Pete, he still had the most damage done, still had the best damage ratio. So individually speaking, like both of these guys are still performing very, very well. Obviously, that was back in Major number 1. Kind of talking about this weekend, though, Minnie, you know, looking towards the upper bracket, I feel like they started out pretty slow. And, you know, kind of coming into Sunday, I was like, yeah, man, we really didn't get to see much. So I went back, I looked at their matches, and I was like, wait a minute. They had a 12 elim second, and I didn't even remember it, man. Like, where does this stuff come from? This is why you can never count them out. It doesn't look like they're going to be doing good this weekend, but the duo just has so much potential. Like Zeke mentioned, like you mentioned, it's just a big question mark of what version of the duo we're going to get.
It's just so uncharacteristic for them because especially us on the desk, the whole buzz around the arena, it's all like Peterbot Pollo, especially going into the last couple of global championships. They've kind of flown under the radar a lot, and I think that's why they've sort of ended up uncontested. They haven't really been talked about enough, I suppose, in these competitions because, as you can see, in individual games, these individual moments, they are still that Peterbot and Pollo.
Oh, man, I like to hear that. We'll have to see. And guess what? Frankie's standing by with the duo right now. Let's hear from him.
Thank you so much, guys. That was an interesting thought from Mini Miner. Mini Miner was just saying he's not sure if people aren't contesting you today, because not because they're scared of you, but because they've just potentially underestimated you, Pete. Do you feel a bit forgotten?
Nah, I definitely don't feel forgotten. We are uncontested for a reason today, and we're gonna win.
So what happens if someone does come and visit you at Squibbly today, Pollo?
I mean, we prepared to be contested either way at this tournament, so I think we'll be fine.
And do you like the fact that there's so much infighting going on around you? You've got a lot of contested duos surrounding you. Is the plan to literally go and spoil all of their days?
I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I guess we'll see.
We'll definitely see. We've got 8 games to see you guys get the job done. In terms of your duo right now, how close do you think you're being to being back as the Peter Bottom player we know from 2024?
I think this tournament will prove to everyone what we already know, that we're the best team in the world. So.
But do you think you do have something to prove? Because 7th in the recent NA Major 1 finals, you came 15th on LAN at the Global Championships last year, which is uncharacteristic for you, Pete. Do you feel like you've been slightly humbled, or do you feel like you're 100% Pete right now?
I'm 100% me right now. I'm definitely going to win this tournament.
Okay, well, it's committed to camera. Pete's saying it. These guys definitely winning the tournament, Zeke.
Frankie, I'm down. Listen, I'm a peanut butter boy fan. All right, I'm down. But like you guys called out that question mark, right? I feel like this is a very critical moment for the duo. They're either going to come out and they're going to, let's say, win. Let's say even be in the top 10. Or they're going to fall. Maybe they miss that top 15. Going to lose a ton of aura, right? This is a really critical moment for them.
Man, Pete and Poyo outside of the top 15, I don't even know if that's within the realm of possibilities. I really do like the answer, though, right? Kind of the adversary that they were kind of facing coming into the weekend, but that made them prepared for so many different situations. I feel like they just look too good to place outside of top 15. I mean, what the heck?
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll place top 15. I just like the way that they conducted themselves in that interview right there. It was just, I think it's very easy in this game, in esports and sports and things like this, to let that outside noise affect you. They seem to be inside their own world. They seem to be inside their own bubble. They still believe that they are the best team in the world. They have good reason to believe that as well. In terms, on paper, in terms of, fragging ability, they are that team, so they can prove it.
Okay. Dude, I want to see them. I'm down. I'm sure this crowd will be down for the 2. I wanted to pivot here, come back to EU. So I feel like a duo that's maybe flying. It's hard to kind of quantify this. Is it like a dark horse? Is it underrated? Are they overperforming? It's Darm and Deemish, right? Like, it's weird that there is so many duos that we kind of highlight or being talked about, but then it's like, hey, wait, these guys won, quote-unquote, upper bracket. So, like, why are we not talking about them?
Man, gear up. If you're not sure of this duo's history, gear up and get ready to hear this, because these guys kind of took the scene by storm. Just starting last year, they made their first FNCS finals, and where did they place Midi? Instantly coming right out of the gate, 5th place. They followed it up with a 3rd place, a 17th. Then they got 6th place at a LAN event. Are you kidding me? Just like a couple months ago, you made it to your first FNCS finals, then you placed 6th place, and then started off major number 1 this year. They did go ahead and finish 7th place. So this duo has shown that they are just so consistent when it comes to these types of lobbies that I feel like we had to kind of talk about them as one of the favorites to place in the top 5.
Yeah, and the main storyline for these guys going into EU was that they didn't have a drop spot. Every single time they went to different drop spots, they just, they still did well. And I suppose that's the narrative about these guys, is that they switch drop spots a lot, and when you say that about a team, it's like, oh, they can't find a drop. You usually think, yeah, they've been performing bad, they haven't been doing good, so they're trying to find what fits. Every single time they go to different drop spots, they're still doing good. They're so adaptable. It's unbelievable. I don't know how they do it. Even in upper bracket, they switched over to the west side of the map towards that area it used to be. And I was actually speaking to their coach, Sven, and interestingly enough, online, Darm has a lot of packet loss. Where he lives, his internet is not that great. So when he's playing in game, he's actually struggling to move around the map. So really interesting dynamic and really interesting expectation here, because Darm no longer on packet loss, on LAN, 0 ping, and with the calmness that Deemish must have had, because, I mean, I was speaking to Sven about it as well, that, of course, Darm struggling with that packet loss. Deemish has to keep his cool as well, because imagine your teammate can't move, internet issues. He has to keep his cool as well. So now, with that sort of problem out of the way on this 0 ping LAN server, look out. These guys could be here to play.
Darm Unchained, ready to strike at this lobby and kind of say, hey, you guys weren't talking about me this weekend. You made a mistake. Well, guess what? Frankie is, that's right, standing by with them.
Thank you, guys. Darm, remind us what happened to your original drop spot, because we're talking about how in the major finals you didn't really have anywhere to go. So what happened? How did you end up in that situation?
I mean, literally got deleted 1 week before Grands, and we had just to improvise, because we landed on 5 different spots and we managed to do top 7. I think it's a really good placement.
It's a great placement, given that you had to switch things up. So how did you find the right spot for you this weekend? Because you're uncontested right now.
Well, we tried like almost every single spot on the map, and Tip Top was the best for us.
Was it also the best for you because people didn't want to fight you for it?
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty good, so there is no point to fight us.
But you did come first in the upper bracket a couple of days ago. But do you think that is because you weren't contested?
Yeah, but I think that's because we are the best.
Okay, because this is the thing, right? On paper, you guys are the best. Winning the upper bracket, recently you qualified to the Reload Elite Series Finals in first place. You came 6th at the Global Championships last year. This team has got everything going for it. So why aren't people talking about you as the favorites?
We're just underdogs. That's all I can say.
I want to hear from you as well, Dom. You had thoughts on this.
I mean, I think we're gonna prove that we are not underdogs anymore.
I think you are. Polska Gurum. Let's head back to the desk.
Right. Like, the thing is, we can't even really call them underdogs. Like, they're not underdogs if they're winning. It's such a weird spot to be in, but I really do have high hopes for the duo, and I hope that for themselves, they can show this lobby what is up. Now, obviously, coming into this weekend, really important, not only coming out of that major, but even being here in some of the practice games to kind of say, like, hey, look, you know who we are. We want to have and claim a POI or a spot on the map. Because being uncon, especially now, is critical.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of hear it from them themselves. They kind of feel like they are the underdogs, but they are very, very willing and proud to go ahead and admit, like, hey, listen, we're going to prove everybody wrong. We're ready to be considered, you know, favorites going into the rest of the year. I'm looking forward to it.
They just haven't won. They just need that win, I think, just to sort of solidify their spot as not underdogs, because they're always going to be that team. They're always sort of thought of in the shadow of Cami and Seti being that Polish duo. This is the new sort of blood coming through in Poland, so really excited to see how they can do. And if they can win here this weekend, what a way to mark your spot.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Viv, we got to do it. We got to let the Fortnite fam know. You've been cooking up in the lab. Okay, you've been looking at the map. You've been seeing some things. Talk us through it.
It's nothing too crazy, but I want to go ahead and coin this conversation, the cons and the uncons of a format that we have here at Summit, because one of the biggest conversations coming into the weekend was how NA on NA it kind of felt when we were talking about all of the drop spots. It was like, dude, like, oh my gosh, man, NA has no hope at this event. And then, boom, all of a sudden, we've got Acorn and Bolts uncontested. They were supposed to be contested by Yamzo and Josh, but they've gone ahead and switched Cold and Rapid. They had multiple teams kind of thinking about landing on them. Tyler and Chance, Bazin and Gerald, they're not going to be landing over here anymore, so Cold and Rapid are looking good. Shadow and Virgo, a team that was kind of peeking over towards this drop spot. Darman Damus, FKS and Hero. They look like they're going to be uncut now, and then obviously we know the story of Peterbot and Pollo with Clicks and Higgs and Savage and Bello. So all of these kind of NA teams last second ended up being uncontested. And I was kind of walking around. I've been browsing socials, browsing the creator setups over there, and I feel like the predictions in terms of like top 10, who's going to win the event, have changed dramatically. You know, if we take a look at the predictions, what they were looking like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I feel like it's sort of less one-dimensional now. We've got so many more names you can throw into the hat, because being uncontested, especially on this stage, is going to be so valuable for these teams in this current situation. And again, like we spoke about earlier, having those last-minute adaptations, those last-minute adjustments, even just to in your favor, is going to make a difference as well. Even if you thought you were going to be contested, now you're uncontested, you do have to play things a little bit differently. So although it seems like a clear path for them to win, it's like, yes, look at these guys, they're back in the mix. They still need to play it right, and that's where we're going to have to see them this weekend.
Absolutely. All right, we've talked about the uncons of the event. Let's go ahead and talk about the cons of a format like this, right? Because all those teams that were contesting those other teams had to go somewhere else, right? We talked about Yamzo and Josh potentially contesting Acorn and Bolt, so where the heck did they go? Hari and Cammy, man, how good did they look in the upper bracket? But now that they're going to be contested, I'm not entirely sure. We still have a very similar situation, or the exact same situation that we kind of expected over at Sandy. I'm sure Kanata and Victor V. I was going to say they probably don't feel too good about that, but I feel like they played so well in the upper bracket, maybe they are happy about it.
Yeah, they could be more than happy about that. They're sort of used to being this off-spawn situation. They're definitely more than comfortable being contested. And even down towards the south side as well, Akira Kurama against Phantom QNDX. I'm not sure that's going to keep going like that throughout the entire 8 games. We saw Akira and Kurama landing up towards that south side of Frigid. I think if things don't go so well for them down there against Phantom QNDX, I think they might go back up. So go back to that uncontested map, Shadow Virgo. They might have that surprise contest station as well. That could play into the favor of Phantom and QNDX as well, especially if Curve and Veno start lurking around in that south side. You never know what's going to happen.
This guy's always trying to stir them hot, man. You know, my favorite Shadow and Virgo. I love those guys. You're like, well, maybe they could be getting landed on, man. Who knows what's going to happen? 8 games for us to kind of find out. I'm excited.
I'm excited, Viv, because it's that time. We got to start bringing the players in, having them board up on that battle bus. So, Frankie, over to you.
Thank you, Zeke. There are just 8 games remaining before we find out who will be lifting the trophy in the center of the stage. The first ever FNCS Major Summit champions. Everyone wants it to be them. The player lounge is full of nervous players. They're starting to make their way down and queue up to meet their fate on the stage behind me. In the end, there can be only one team that tops the summit. So Düsseldorf, please give these players your everything. Make some noise!
You can go big or you can go. But we all know that Vico and Malafuka are ready to take on the world.
It's County and Damo. You might have counted them out, but look at them now. OCE, this is your chance.
They rose from the depths, and now Leiva and Romero are aiming to surface as champions.
The elite duo, Yamso and Josh. They dominated the second chance. They made it through Lord. It's now or never, boys.
Having already won a game on the big stage, Cringe and Twine know exactly what it takes to come out on top.
It's the NA West chance. Victor B and Kanata. Triple contested day one wasn't a problem. Now we run it back with everything on the line.
The Polish powerhouse, Dorm and Dimish. Nobody is safe with these two in the lobbies. They want to win it all.
One of EU's finest, Yevko and Panzer. They made contested looking easy. With everything on the line today, can they make history?
Coming through from the upper bracket, Resigns and Tinka. Way to put OCE on the map.
They have the crowd on their side today. It's Champ and Flixie. With 1 day left, they have to make it count.
Now, got a bit of advice for all of you watching in Düsseldorf. Never keep a lady waiting, but you know what? It's going to be worth the wait because I'm standing by Tinker and Resign's booth. I'm just waiting for them to join me on stage. Come on, boys. I thought we'd made arrangements to meet. Come, Tinker, Resigns. Congratulations on making it to Championship Sunday. Neither of you have placed inside a top 20 before on LAN. How do you feel about your chances today?
Well, we're contested off spawn. If we win our off spawns, I think we could do really well today.
So how much have you been practicing those off spawns?
Oh, every single day, like we're botting, we're super locked in, like this is an easy 8-0.
An easy 8-0. Oh my goodness, there must be so many Australian fans watching you at home saying, yeah, we're Aussie and we're gonna do this. Do you have any messages for your friends, your family, people watching around the world?
Just thank you for supporting me and just, I'll do you proud, I guess.
I think you will. I think you already have, boys. Please take your seats, get ready, because we've got to head over to 11-2K with Victor V and Canada.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Vic, I mean, day one, you came in, you told me you were feeling confident, you were feeling good. You had a different swagger about you. Are you feeling that again here today?
Bro, obviously, I'm feeling more today, especially I know me and Kanata, we've been practicing this whole week. Kanata's got some strats cooked up, bro. I've been warming up in the practice room. Bro, we're ready.
Nada, a lot of people had questions going into day one. It looked like a messy situation. You guys made it look clean, simple, easy. What's the key to replicating that today?
I mean, the problem with me is that I get things done, you know what I'm saying? So even if I'm triple con, if I'm getting grief, I'm gonna make the best out of the situation and try to do my best to win.
Are you walking away with a trophy today, though? That's the question.
We're gonna have to find out sooner or later.
I believe in you. I believe in you, Vic. I spoke to your dad, and he said even he was surprised by the confidence you had as far as, you know, you being able to big up yourself today. What do you have to say to the fans, everybody that wants to see you have, you know, a big performance today?
Just wait, you know, if you wanted to see that, you've come to the right place.
Short but sweet, short but sweet. Back to you, Frankie.
Thank you so much, guys. Representing Argentina, we have Lua and Romero. And Lua,
what an incredible performance here at your first LAN. You're making it look easy, is it?
Yeah, I think. Like, we played not that good, but one game, just enough.
I mean, you played so well, though. You're uncontested today. Chap and Flixie, they don't want to go up against you.
I don't know why. Maybe they lose.
Oh, maybe they lose. Maybe they've learned from experience. And Romero, thank you so much for joining us here in Düsseldorf. I hope you're having a great time. And I hope you could tell your friends at home, watching, everyone supporting you, how you're feeling about today.
Muchísimas gracias por estar aquí y que o si tienes algún mensaje para tus fans aquí en el estadio y también pues en Argentina.
Bueno, más que nada agradecerle a todos los que vinieron acá, que hay gente que vino a bancarnos nosotros, así que eso. A la gente Gorilón, Didi, todo lo que se están encargando del stream, que nos están haciendo la banca y nada. Quiero decirle que vinimos preparados y que vamos a dar pelea.
First, to all the fans here in the arena, thank you. It means so much to have your support. To Gorilón, Didi over there in the co-streamer area, also it just means a lot to have them cheering, and just super, super thankful for all the fans supporting us.
Well, thank you so much, guys. Good luck today. Let's bring on the next teams.
They say the past can determine your future, but today, Thomas HD and Focus will control their own fate towards champions.
Repping EU, it's Cringe and Moco. For the top 7 and a win in day 1, these guys are looking primed up. They have to make it count.
Total underdogs, but their bark matches their bite. Liam and Jace, let's see how far you go.
One of Asia's best, it's LB, Works, and Bond. Today they look to make history and win it all for their region.
Against all odds, they still made it back. It's Mini Bio and Fufu. Scrappy but calculated. It's time to take over.
A new day, it's Acorn and Bolt. A twisted mind paired with a young star. These guys are looking to shine bright at the end of the day.
The hardest fame is with Science and Scary tonight here in Germany. Give them a performance to remember.
It's Nutty and Gabtetta. Winning a game to qualify to Sunday must feel good. Time to repeat that here on the big stage.
A duo built in the final hour, but Kiduo and Warings have already proven they're capable of overcoming any obstacles.
No practice, no problem. Swizzy and Pixie will always find a way to show exactly why they're at the top.
Kuduro and Warwick are making their way over to me now. It's a long walk past the fans here in Germany. Warwick's representing France. He's got the Gentlemates fans. I hope they'll take him under their wing this weekend. And of course, Kuduro, he's representing himself and he's representing Germany today. This is the thing about Kuduro. Kuduro wasn't even meant to be playing. He was a backup player. He found himself drafted in at the last moment, and now we get to talk to him. Kuduro, what was your reaction to being asked to play in your home country at the last minute?
I mean, I was just happy. To be fair, I was playing a different game, but when Verix DM'd me to play, I was like, yeah, I chose a different game, and I just started playing with him.
Why did you want to choose Kuduro?
Why I choose him? Like, I think he's really good. Like, he have good IGL. Like, he can do good things actually. And I'm here for real, like actually. So.
Well, this is interesting because you don't even like IGLing that much. I call you the reluctant IGL, but you're so good at it.
I mean, you just gotta do what you gotta do. I don't like it, but I have to.
Well, you make it look easy, and I can't let you go without asking about this. What is this?
I can take in English.
Of course, bien sûr.
Bon les gars, je suis là pour gagner, hein, vous le savez tous les frères. Faites-moi un maximum de bruit les frères s'il vous plaît les gars, allez hein.
For the guys, we're gonna get the win. That's how I can sum it up in English for you guys watching at home. Let's head over to Levin.
Thank you very much, Frankie. I'm here with Acorn and Bolt. Acorn, I'm not gonna lie. Every time we have seen you so far at this event, you just look so cool, calm, and collected. What do you know that we don't, man? Today's a big day.
I'm ready. That's all you gotta know.
I mean, Bolts, you told me on day one, Acorn is the best IGL. And from the way you play, you clearly believe that. What do you have to do today to show everybody that you are one of the best fraggers, if not the best fragger out there?
I just gotta play off Acorn and hit my shots.
Acorn, 4th place, day one. It feels like when people predict you guys in tournaments, they put a cap on you. You don't see too many people saying Acorn and Bolts are going to come out and win things. How are you going to prove them wrong, and how do you look to take the victory today?
You know, we're just gonna play our game. We're gonna work to our strengths. And we're gonna make it happen.
Good luck today, boys. Sending it back to Frankie.
Hello, Germany, or should that be Guten Tag? I found some German players. We had to talk to you guys because Cringe and Volko, the fact that you're here in the upper bracket, it must be so exciting.
Yeah.
It's your first land.
Yeah, it's my first land. I'm really excited. The crowd is amazing. I mean, it's a lot of Germans, you know, it's home soil, so I'm having a lot of fun.
And I think you're going to have a lot of fun today because you're uncontested. Does that mean that endgame is a guarantee?
I think our game plan is really good. I think we will make 7 or 8 games today, so I'm pretty confident in our game plan, and we work on our end games as well, so I think it's going to be good.
And Volko, is there anything you'd like to say to this crowd?
Ich war auf Deutsch. Danke an alle, ne? Alle Deutschen, die hier sind, und zu Hause, seid alle die Besten. Und ja, mal schauen, was wird, ne?
Dankeschön, guys. I'm going to say cheers to these guys because we're going to bring on more duos.
Chance to win it all, so make sure that you take it.
2 of NA's best, Agers and Ritual. Night and day performances so far, they look to catch fire and hoist that trophy.
They already shared they want to win it all, and with the way Tiggs and Danikush are playing, they might just make it.
From Brazil, Teus and King VR. Through the fire and flames after this weekend, there can only be one true king.
A total dark horse of the lobby, Minardi and Darkos are paving their own way to the trophy.
The NA champs, Benno and Bird. 2 region wins are not enough because guys are looking to dominate the global stage.
Welcome back, Rainy and Nalu. Today's forecast, sunny and bright. Let's see what you've got.
Sometimes all you need is a chance. And Tyler, you can never count these guys out because that's when they become dangerous.
There's predictions and then there's guarantees. And one thing's for sure, Shadow and Virgo are ready to take the crown.
Gentle, it's Akira and Kurama. They have the entire arena on their side today as they look to win it all.
I'm over here with Tiggs and Danikush. For me, you are the revelation of this entire event. How did it feel to play on 0 ping yesterday?
Feels really good, it was good, we played good, I'm happy.
You played more than good. Second in consistency, constantly going for that high ground. Did you expect to take to this so easily?
I mean, we didn't thought it will be easy, but going to 0 ping really showed us what we are capable of. We were just flying out there, doing everything we want in the way we want it, and that gave us the confidence we needed for today.
The thing is, though, you were uncontested yesterday, but now you're going to be contested by Reason and Noah. It's going to be a lot harder to get off spawn and play the game you want. Are you prepared for a fight?
Of course we are. We practiced it a lot. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of pressure playing out of here in the big stage, but the thing is, we love playing out the pressure, and the crowd here makes it even better. So you guys remember, Fortnite is a game, and today it's game time.
It is game time, and you know who else it's game time for? Ages and Ritual.
Yes, indeed. They are ready for game time. Richie, we have to talk about day one, because it didn't go how people were expecting it to go for you guys. What went wrong on that day that has to go right today?
I just think our off spawn was a little messy, but you know, we watched it back, did good in lowers, and now we're here today.
I mean, you did really good in lowers. Ages, you guys talked about how yesterday it felt like you could play your game, and it just felt completely different. What about that day just really made it feel that way, and how are you going to make sure you have that same feeling today?
Yeah, I think we were just trying to get back in the flow of playing again with the contested, and me not feeling the best on the first day. It kind of messed with us a bit, so now we're back to playing and how we normally do.
Richie, you guys know better than anyone on this stage what it takes to compete for championships. What about you two together is the difference maker that will help you lift that trophy?
I just think our chemistry is very good, and our vibes are always at the top, and that's all you need to win.
Hey, said simply, back to you, Frankie.
Thank you so much, guys. I had to grab a new French duo to land. We've got Darkos and Minori. Darkos, do you feel like you had to play things safe to qualify for today?
We're gonna do our best, and we're gonna try to qualify.
Well, what you did was good enough to make it here. What's the plan today?
We're gonna play our game plan like we play usually, and try our best.
You're going to try your best. Do you think you need to be more aggressive, fight more to make it to the top?
No, I don't think so. I think we just have to play with our game, and that's it.
Are you enjoying LAN? Is it fun here?
Yes.
Of course, bien sûr. Yeah, absolutely, it's fun. We're having the best time, and you know what? We need some more duos to join the party.
EU superstar Shark and Teeny. It's been wonky, but will they rise to the top for Champions View of Summit?
Repping NA, Cole and Madden. These guys continue to prove everyone wrong. Destiny just might be on their side.
Prime to win any race, the Italian Stallions, Belusi and Zangi are charging straight for first place.
Get down for Reed and Cooper. They battled through a contested fight once. Now with everything on the line, can they do it again?
Everyone counted them out, but they forced their way in. It's Oceana's Alex and Reckless.
EU's #2 team. EU's #2 team, Gino and Pablo. With global spots on the line today, they don't look to slow down anytime soon.
Brimming with confidence, Craze and Kingaling, your future looks bright after yesterday's win in Game 3.
They showed up to play. It's Izzy and Nosif. Top 4 yesterday earned their spots in finals. Today, they can earn a legacy with a win.
Full steam ahead for QNDX and Phantom. Finals is here, and now it's time to truly show out.
Dusseldorf stand two. Two of the hometown heroes are here to claim their crown.
QNDX and Phantom are on their way to meet me at their booth. And this is a duo who are literally running to meet me. Phantom, it's okay, conserve your energy, because let's face it, you need it for the win today, right?
I do need the energy. I mean, the crowd's amazing. I think we're gonna win at least 2 games today, so let's hope it works.
This is your first LAN. What gives you so much confidence?
I mean, I've been playing this game for 9 years now, competing for that long. It's the first time I can show the world how good I am, and I'm gonna show it today.
I can't wait to see it. I've got to talk to your teammate. QNDX, this is not your first LAN. We first met a few years ago. But how does this LAN compare?
I think they're both really, really good. It's so much exciting to compete in front of all of the fans. Let's go!
Do you feel like you're a stronger player than when we saw you in 2023?
Definitely, way better. They are not ready for this performance.
I'm so
ready to see the Middle East team standing up this time round, but we've got to head back to North America with Reet and Cooper.
Thank you, Frankie. I'm standing here with Reet and Cooper. Reet, we have seen a lot of back and forth between you and Ages about your off-spawn situation today. Is it fair to say it's gotten personal?
No, I wouldn't say we got that far yet, but we're definitely on the verge. But I think for now, we talked it out. You know, I think things have calmed down a little bit. I think we're thinking with our heads clear. So I think we're both going to do our best and see how it goes. And maybe depending on how the first few games go, things might change. But for now, I think things are good.
Sounds like you're ready if things ain't going to plan to heat up the off-spawn a bit more.
Maybe.
Cooper, again, you know what it feels like to lift up a trophy on a stage like this one. Coming into this day, do you feel similar to how you felt back in 2023 when you lifted the trophy with Miro?
Honestly, a little bit. You know, I'm going to this tournament with no expectations, no pressure. I'm just out here to have fun, you know, being contested. It's a lot of a different game, but, you know, I'm looking forward to it.
Good luck, boys, off spawn. I really need to hear from Vidil and Judo, Frankie. The crowd was going crazy for them.
They are. Düsseldorf, say hello to Vidil and Ju. Ju, you tweeted last night. You nearly gave up on this game. Things were not going your way. But now here you are, on LAN, in Championship Sunday, with a crowd chanting your name. What does this moment mean to you?
I mean, I can't describe it in one word. It's been amazing support. Dankeschön an alle Deutschen, die hier sind und supporten. Ihr seid die Besten. Dankeschön.
And do you think that what you've experienced is a lesson for others to never give up on their dreams?
Yeah, that's what I've been told. Like, don't give up on your dreams. You can make it. Like, I was no one. Now I'm playing with Vidil on the main stage. I mean, life is amazing.
Life must be amazing when you're playing with this man. Vidil, what would you like to say to your fans?
Ihr seid die Besten, ich liebe euch. Guckt euch mal an, ihr seid die Besten, ich schwöre.
You're lost for words, aren't you? How unbelievable is it to know that so many people want the best for you and they want you to lift that trophy?
Bro, I don't know. I'm about to cry. I can't believe this. It's unbelievable. Like, I don't know. Like,
take a moment.
Here. Thank you for being here. No cap. Like,
take a moment, guys. Get ready. You know you have the crowd on your side, and right now, let's meet our final duos.
With 8 FNCS championships combined, this is a dangerous duo you can't count out.
Yesterday, they saved the best for last, but today, Hobby and Avinish are looking to pop off from the start. Let's get it.
Pressure burst punch or makes diamonds, and for Picks and Ghosts, they're looking to shine bright today.
Middle East FNCS champions, they rose to the challenge of qualing in day one. Bakusan Hero Finals is yours to crush.
The brothers, Peter Buck and Boyo, they've already dominated global land once, and they look to take over this one as well.
They overcame the pressure for their seat in today's competition. Golden and Ozone, show us what you got.
Feel the breeze, it's cold and rapid. Winning a game in upper bracket today looked easy. For the lobby to stack, can they do it again?
The final stretch is about to begin, and Skyjump and Momsy, they're aiming to bring the trophy back home.
The crowd loves O'Reilly. It's not going to be easy, so they look to feed off the energy to win it all.
Scroll, the numbers are saying that this is yours to take. It's yours to lose right now because you're the favorites in this competition. Do you feel like it's your time?
hopefully we practiced the whole week, and I think it's going to be maybe the time.
Benno was saying in an interview earlier this week
that no one seems to have tried to counter you in Europe online. Do you feel like that could change today?
Yeah, I mean, we prepared for it in Grand, so with no one doing it, we're going to be even more prepared for it today.
So that means that we haven't seen everything from you yet?
Not at all.
Well, we've got 8 games to see it. Let's head to 11.
Thank you very much, Frankie. I'm here with Rapid and Cold. You guys have quickly emerged as favorites coming out of NA. Rapid, I was talking to you backstage, and I could see you talking to Pete. It sounded like he was trying to get in your head a little bit, trying to rattle you, throw you off your game. How do you stay cool, calm, and collected?
I'm not gonna lie, I just ignore him.
Nothing you can say can get to you?
No.
Cold, earlier this year, when you and Rapid first formed, it wasn't instant, great results. I remember him saying he didn't feel like the chemistry was quite there yet. Here on the stage today, is your chemistry where it needs to be to lift that trophy?
Oh, 100%. You guys saw we won the last Div Cup, and we're going to win this one right here.
Every time you step on the stage, everybody's expecting a legendary Cold performance. How are you feeling going into the competition? Do you feel like anybody on the stage can mess with you at all?
Nah, nobody can mess with me. I hope you all know that.
Hey, whenever Cold speaks, you gotta listen. But I wanna hear from the fan favorites. Frankie, take over.
Thank you so much, Levin. Reason. What was your reaction when you qualified through the upper bracket for today?
I mean, in our opinion, it was pretty expected. We wanted to qual. We knew we had the preparation for it. We were putting in the work, and we just wanted to do it because it's the home stage,
Are you prepared to be contested today, though?
Yeah, we already practiced a lot, but it is what it is. We'll do what we can, and yeah.
And I know that the crowd are going to be on your side. Noah, what's it like to have these guys in your corner?
Hey, vielen Dank an alle, die hier sind. Mach mal Lärm!
Reason, it feels fitting that we leave the last words with you. All around this arena, people have been chanting your name, playing your map, wearing your t-shirts, and getting so excited for you. But what do you want to say to them?
I mean, I'm going to say it in German. Ich danke an alle, ihr seid alle die Besten, egal wen ihr von uns supportet, egal ob es oder nicht. Ich liebe euch alle. And I want to say a special shout out as well to Fact City and especially Savage, to the Savage community. I'm really doing this all for him and my viewers at home and here, I love you all. Ich liebe euch alle.
Best of luck, guys. Please, one more time as we head back to the desk. Give it up for Noah and Reason.
Oh man, it is going to be insane. I am so hyped, Vivid. I am so hyped. So many teams coming out here. And I love, too, that we kind of get to see a little bit of their personality, right, as they start to come out through these stage. Unfortunately, the camera missed it, my favorite one. As Pete kind of comes down up on the steps, he starts rubbing his hands together, he looks up, Fact City gets up, starts swinging his shirt around, bro. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited.
I mean, there is no question who Pete's the biggest fan in the stadium is. Look at that. He's over there. I see you back swinging that shirt once again. But it's cool to hear from all of the players. I think my favorite response there had to be Rapids, right? Levin kind of stirring the pot a little bit, or at least trying to, hey, man, hey, Pete's trying to get into your head, what do you have to do? He's like, dude, I just don't even listen. Like, was he talking to me? I don't know.
Yeah, same with Reed and Cooper as well, asking about the off-spawn, how are things going to go, is it personal? They're putting all that aside. They're thinking, right, okay, this is the current situation. We're contested. If things don't go well, we'll go to plan B, we'll go to plan C. They're not letting all that outside noise affect them, which is very easy to do on a big stage like this.
Yeah, I mean, I even think back to, like, the Vidil part, right, where we got to talk with him and him getting emotional, hearing the fans kind of go crazy. Now more than ever, with 8 games, right? So we're kind of used to the more traditional 6. We now have 8 games. We have to try and do this all in one go. And like you say, we've got this crowd. We now have a ton of expectations. We have a bunch of pressure. We have a stacked lobby. How do we focus through that?
It's really, really hard. Yeah. It is just super, super hard. Every single player is going to have their own form of kind of reset, right? Something that they kind of resort back to, a thought maybe, some sort of breathing technique. I know a couple of our players were very, very persistent on the idea like, hey, listen, man, I need gum. I need to be chewing gum when I'm up there on the stage. Right? There's all of those little things. It's going to be different for every single one of these players, which is why we always talk about the importance of experience, because if you have been up on a stage like this before, you know what we're works for you.
Yeah, and I suppose coming into this, right, everything is new for these players. A lot of players will have the first-time experience. It's a different environment to what you're used to. You're on a different desk. You're in front of a massive crowd. You're on a stage. You've got lights. You've got cameras. All that stuff is brand new. You're not used to that. But as soon as they sit in that seat and their eyes lock in that monitor, it's back to normal. It's just Fortnite. They've got to try and lock into that and try and drown out everything else. I've never been on a stage like that. Vivid, you've had the pleasure of doing it. It must be really, really difficult to do that, but they have to do it. Just go back to what you know, stick to the plans, and don't let anything else affect you.
Yeah, I had a moment not too long ago to hop on a Cypher PK stream, and that's something we talk about, right, is when you come back to a LAN environment, it can be difficult, right? It really can. I think from an outside looking in, you know, you can think, well, why aren't these players performing like I watch them at home? Well, dude, it really is that comfort zone, right? There is so many of these tiny little factors, and it could just be one thing, right? That mouse being just a little too slow, that mouse pad not being quite long enough. Guys, I would love to ask you, though, obviously, as we start getting ready to board this battle bus, let's talk about predictions. Viv, who do you think could walk away? What are your top 5?
I can't believe you've done this to me, Zeke. First of all, only limiting me to 5 teams.
I'm sorry!
Brother, I could have picked like 10 different duos that I think could possibly come first this weekend. It is seriously impossible, but I had to make a choice. Zeke forced me. So my top 5 for this weekend, who I think is going to place where, first and foremost, it hurt. It hurt not only put an EU team up there in first place, Sky and Scroll. I think they look way too good in Major #1. I think the game plan that they have coming into the weekend, they talked about it. We know the adjustments that we have to make. We have some backup plans ready. Vico and Malabuka, again, an EU team there in second place. Here's the thing that scares me about Vico and Malabuka, is that we had this giant conversation around Vico being nervous, right? He woke up, he was like, dude, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
He still played incredibly well day of. If we have Vico, who is an experienced person kind of coming into an environment like this, who is able to fully reset and still play well, I think they have to be a shoo-in for top 5. And then obviously I'm kind of rounding out my predictions with some NA teams, Cold and Rapid, now that they're uncontested. Way too good of a team to kind of place outside of the top 5 for me personally. Acorn and Bolts, also best IGL in the world as he's heard. And then I rounded my list out there with Curve and Venom, who a lot of people are kind of discounting. They're like, their strategy's not going to work on a stage like this. But I think Venno, he's always got something planned.
You never know what it's going to look like, right? And you're absolutely right. There was so many. It was really difficult, actually, to pick these top 5s that we came up with. And speaking of Vico right there, being nervous coming into it, we saw it on the cameras just a minute ago. What were they doing? They were like dancing. What they were doing. They're still doing it right now. Of course, I spoke to Vico yesterday. He likes to sing a little bit going into it, likes to calm his nerves, try and just get on the same wavelength as his team. But I want to talk about my top 5. A team that didn't feature in yours, Vivid, Shark and Teeny. I did do this before. I heard that they might be surprise contested by Epic Well and Pump, but I still think they can still do it. They proved that they can perform off spawn. Vico, Malabuka, too good of a team to not top 3, especially since their situation hasn't really changed too much in terms of contestation. And Sky and Scroll, you have to put them in there. They're going to be in that top 3 for me. And Acorn Bolts as well, of course. Darm and Dimash, very, very similar lists, I suppose you could say in that regard, because you can't ever count out Acorn. And Acorn in that upper bracket, then you have 2 bad games. They had some pretty unfortunate zones as well. A lot of those zones were pulling down to that south. So it just seemed like they got better throughout the day at actually dealing with those south zones. So as an EU fan, if I put my EU bias hat on, I'm kind of scared of Acorn and Bolts. They could be lifting that trophy at the end because they are just that good. And Acorn is just that good at leading.
Guys, I'm so hyped. I just heard the call. The games are ready to go. Let's get ready, Fortnite fam. This is the first game of the finals. Jacob PR, the best taco, and Levin 2K. Over to you.
This is it, the moment you guys have been waiting all weekend for. Championship Sunday. One team will be crowned the best in the world for this moment. 15 global championship spots and over $1 million in prize money.
Yeah, I mean, we're making eye contact right now, but Levin, all of these teams, they're aiming to go straight to the top with you, big fella. And I mean, it's exciting to think about the fact that they've had a couple of days now to prepare, but for some of these duos, the ones coming out of that lower bracket, they are going to have a little bit less time to adjust. But but they still got to make it happen.
Absolutely, but I think when you look at the way the games played out yesterday, so much to learn. I think there's so many duos who, I think coming into the competition, we might not have even really been expecting much out of them, but they have showed up yesterday. It's about doing it today, though.
Yeah, and honestly, coming to this 3-day format, day one, nobody gets eliminated. It kind of leaves you thinking, where's the entertainment going to be? It was entertaining as can be. Any other event we've seen so far. Day two, where 25 teams were sent home. Heartbreaking moment, but again, it was cinema. And now we're here, 8 games instead of 6. And what does that do? What do you think that does to some of these players?
I mean, it's a long haul. I think the big difference is we've seen so many tournaments over the years where day one, you get the opportunity to reset, you get to watch some games back, jump into the next day, it's a completely different meta tournament feeling. You only get the halftime break today, Jacob Tackle. I mean, it is not much time to play with.
Yeah, and that's part of the difficulties behind it, right? Because typically you'd anticipate having that little bit of extra time for review, maybe a fill-in slot, you know, even some of the other pros willing to help assist. But now you have to question, was it worth me actually helping out some of these other teams? Because what if they decide, hey, my off spawn isn't going well, but I know what makes yours better, so why not challenge it?
Yeah, and that kind of makes me wonder, you know, we've seen superstar teams take over games and begin to run away with it. And now with 2 extra games, there's kind of that comeback potential. It's almost that mental stamina a lot of these teams and individual players are going to be forced to really deal with at the end of the day. But I got to maybe ask you guys, we saw some predictions on the desk.
I knew it was coming.
Got any predictions for us here?
I mean, I feel like there's so many amazing teams who their off-spawn situation looks favorable. They look like they could make great runs. I'm going to pick one from each region I'm really looking forward to. The first one from EU, I think Vico and Malabuka are looking good. Sneakily looking good in a way that I think a lot of people now are starting to look and say, that day one performance, Vico said he was nervous, they played with so much ease, and it was so impressive. And then on the NA side of things, Taco, I'm liking Cold and Rapid, man. Cold and Rapid. There's something about the aura about them that just inspires you.
Something about the way they've been playing through 4 fields also. And when you think about a lot of the off-spawn contention that's taking place around them, they're one of the few teams on the outskirts of the map, but they still have an easier path inwards in comparison to those other duos surrounding them. Their surge opportunities are looking much more favorable. I'm right there with you. Cold and Rapid, 100% highlight for me. And now I'm just going to sound like a copycat because Vico Malabuka would have been the sly underdog team that I'm kind of looking at too for EU, because so many people, I think, just have that dependency on the Peterbot Boyo storyline, them potentially being uncontested now at Squibbly. It's hard to ignore Shark and Teeny and everything they've been able to accomplish through the years so far. But Jacob, ultimately, it's hard to really dictate what happens throughout the journey of 8 games, and we just know that all of these duos are expecting something different.
Yeah, honestly, coming into this one, you guys probably saw on Fortnite competitive, I was honest, instantly answered Cold and Rapid right out of the gates, and now watching all the action through the last 2 days, it almost has me scratching my head, because you mentioned Vico Malabuka, Shark and Teeny. They made it here through a contested wonky land, and now they're being able to play like themselves, a little bit more freedom. And then you even have Acorn and Bolts. I've never seen Acorn look so calm, cool, collected in my entire life. Bolts looking confident as well. This one's gonna be hard to predict.
Yeah, I mean, Acorn and Bolts, I think the way that you put it, Levin, in that interview was really said best. Everybody seems to just cap these guys. It's always, yeah, they're going to be top 3, but it's going to be the 3rd place. Yeah, they're going to be top 5, but it's going to be the 4th or 5th place. It's never number 1. And all I can think about is reflecting back to even Chapter 5. So many people have always counted Acorn out, but historically speaking, he delivers in the moments that he says that he's going to.
And what a day and time it would be to really show the world that they are winners. No better stage to do it on than this one here. I think the interesting conversation when it comes to contested versus uncontested teams, though, is as much as we know historically you want to be uncontested, it gives you the best chance of success. We've seen some of the players on the stage have unbelievable performances while being contested. Shark and Teeny, to talk about them, ooh, are they going to get surprise contested? What's going to happen there? I think even if they are, we've seen what they can do to some of the best players in the world while being contested at Wonkyland.
And part of that, I think, is also just building off of the fact that it's the time to elimination. Duos that are able to find those quick frags off spawn, they're going to be the ones that ultimately establish their surge off rip, and then they can just pick their movements after the fact. impact, and that's what we really saw out of Sharkantini in day one. Sure, game number one didn't exactly go their favor, but they tried to play it through a different method. The moment that they actually got up close and personal, we saw what happened after.
Yeah, and it kind of leads me to kind of like the next question about, we are talking so heavy about that first place. That's what we came for, $1 million prize pool, of course, but the 15 global championship spots. So if you find yourself in game 7, game 8, probably out of distance for that first place, you still have something to fight for.
Absolutely. And I think the interesting thing about us having 8 games here for the first time is we always, in a 6-game format, have this understanding of when do we start to panic? When do we have to really turn things around? When are the games really and truly running out for us here? At this point, you're going to just have to get a feel for it, right? You might be at game 4, things aren't going well. You still have 4 more games. That's a lot of games to start to come back and get some points on the board. And so it's a learning experience for us. It's a learning experience for these players. But the best of the best will rise to the top as always.
And we know the margin of error when it came even just the top 25 throughout the past 2 days of competition was you're realistically looking at maybe 1-2 lobbies. That's all that's necessary to fill that void and close the gap. But here in an 8-game format, top 15, the margin of error is that much slimmer. And we've already seen just how quickly paranoia can kind of ensue when you're suddenly realizing, hey, game 1, not for me. Games 2 and 3, all of a sudden, oh no, I'm at game 4 and I'm still not off spawn.
Yeah, and this is going to be kind of one of those things like game 1, you guys are talking about game 2. You know, Gino and Pablo, for example, a triple contested Sandy Strip. They didn't necessarily play well in day 1. They fell to the lower bracket, right? Triple contested again at Sandy Strip. But they had the 2 bad games in the beginning of the tournament and didn't necessarily go that well, but they were able to pick up the pace. I think as soon as these duos, these players are able to kind of play like themselves, comfortable, almost as if they're at home, that's when they're really going to find the success. And that's why I look at some of our veteran teams, the players that not only have been around Fortnite competitive for so long, but playing in person, playing at these lands, the Invitational, the Global Championship, even the Pro-Am kind of gets you that experience that you need to play on the big stage.
Absolutely, and I mean, we always talk about what's happening on the map, in the game. For a lot of these players, this crowd, their energy is going to be vital to success. They're going to need every single person in this building to be as loud as possible. So just to remind our players, people, Dusseldorf, make some noise!
I know you guys wanted more than, how are you going to let Levin be louder than all of you?
Dusseldorf, make some noise! Let's go alive.
They are fired up and ready to go. And honestly, I see why. You know, they got so many hometown heroes, players coming literally straight from Germany, playing on that big stage. And I've seen it throughout my many years watching Fortnite. When we go to these regions in person, their fandom is out of this world. I know everybody remembers the Global Championship, and this event here is going to be one to remember as well.
Absolutely. I mean, for so many of these players, game after game, it is just an otherworldly experience, being able to compete against the best. You look to your left, you look to your right, you look across the stage, and you see so many top players looking to do the exact same thing as you. I spoke to some of the players who are sitting at the top of the stage right next to the trophy. Some of them are saying, look, Levin, I mean, if we do well, it's not a long walk to go and pick it up. You don't want to watch another duo walk past you to lift that trophy up. You want to be the ones to look everybody in their eyes as you rise that trophy and put that crown on your head.
The first one is always so special, and granted, we have numerous Major 1 champions in the building participating in this competition here tonight, but everybody wants that moment of pride, the ultimate celebration, because you're not only confirming the trophy, but you're also establishing your seat for the Global Championship.
Yep, and I know we're still getting ready to go. You see the players on the stage, the stands. I even see a Mark on the co-string, just letting everybody feel that energy. And that's why I like these in-person events, because everybody can go ahead and type who their favorite player is. You can go ahead and be in those chats. But when you're in here in person, these players hear you screaming their name. They hear you being a part of it all. They hear you showing your passion and giving that energy. And this is that moment you guys have all been waiting for. This is Championship Sunday. 8 games of full Fortnite competitive action where only one team will be able to plant their flag at the top of that summit and call themselves one of the